Hi, everyone. We are back again today to introduce you to another 7 Movements ambassador, my good friend Jeff Fellure, who we just got off ambassador training. Jeff, so excited to have you here, and excited to have you as a 7 Movements ambassador. And I thought I'd just start out by give us a little bit of an introduction and a little bit of your background in health and wellness.
Yeah, so been in the health and wellness space now going on 27 years. You name it, I've probably worked in the demographic. I've worked everything from kids to older adults and everything, and from medically based facilities to corporate fitness to running my side business to doing health coaching to sports performance and everything in between. So you name it, I've probably worked with it at some point.
Oh, wow. 27 years. 27 years. That's
May. I was thinking about it. I was like, my gosh, I've been up there in terms of doing this a while. So
where did you start? Like, what was your kind of first gig?
Yeah, so when I graduated from Purdue. That's where I did my undergrad. Got my master's a little bit later, but my first gig, one of my professors that actually got me the job. I helped open Subaru Isuzu's corporate fitness facility back in the day in Lafayette, so Indiana. So helped open that. So that was my first gig. Yeah, in the field. Worked there for a little bit, then moved on. Then I got into the medically based, which probably transitioned me into a lot of the stuff I do now from being a part of that. Sports medicine, I kind of got involved with a little sports medicine model of wellness and things like that.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So that's transitioned you to what do you do today in today's space?
Yeah, so my company, Human Movement Consultants and stuff. So that's kind of what I do. I'm a human movement specialist, so work with a variety of things, kind of specialized musculoskeletal stuff. But basically everything from performance side to musculoskeletal issues. Worked with companies. Working with kids return to play. I had a couple of people I worked with here recently returning from ACL surgery, getting that return to play thing. So. Yeah, that's kind of what I do now. Do some health coaching and stuff on the side. Kind of met you and John. I guess we've been going back and forth for some time now.
It's been quite a while. I was actually remembering the last, when we first met and just we were talking about 7 Movements and we had a good connection, and then we started building, and it's really awesome to reconnect with you and get you to join what we're up to, join the mission here at 7 Movements.
Yeah.
So maybe give the folks, give the folks an idea of maybe why, what inspired you to sort of join up with what we're doing, and how you sort of plan on being involved with what we're up to.
Yeah, I think, very similar and kind of stuff we're doing. I think looking back in the day, and that's kind of coming out of that medical model of wellness, working with, either people still in physical therapy, post-rehab, sports performance, return to play, as well as just everyone in between dealing with medical conditions in that medical model. I remember watching, this was VHS tape, so I'm definitely dating myself back in the day. So this was, it was part of the Gray Institute's Functional Video Digest. And I remember the volume, it was bioergonomics. And that was the time I probably first heard the concept of, I think they called it micro breaks.
Yeah.
So I started thinking man, that makes a lot of sense. What I was doing with clients, they would leave, not do anything the rest of the day, come back with the same issues, or things would be good for a little while, then they would get better. And it's it just made sense because they went into kind of the pre-work, pre-performance, and then during, that's probably the lacking part. What do you do during the day to do some stuff? Right. And they had some different concepts. And then kind of after performance, after work, things like that. So that's really what I started kind of dabbling into, that concept of adding stuff more into people's things. So kind of micro dosing, it wasn't the term back then. Micro breaks. So I started kind of dabbling with that because it just made sense. And I was doing, I think, some videos similar to what you guys are. It just made sense to kind of connect because we're doing similar things. Why not partner up? But that was kind of my first thing. And then kind of reading stuff. I think it was Katie Bowman talking about movement stacks. Very similar. Which is kind of cool to see kind of the concept of microdosing. I'm gonna probably butcher his last name, but Coach Corey Schlesinger. But he's worked on the basketball side. He was with Stanford for quite a
Yeah.
while. Then I know he went I think he worked the Phoenix Suns for a little bit. Now he's back at college with the University of Texas, but kind of taking a mic and actually applying it to elite athletes on the collegiate side. A little bit different, but the concepts are similar and the kind of results he's getting. So very similar. Like I said, it just felt really aligned because I was doing the same thing. Why not partner with someone doing similar things and kind of branch out and kind of get together? And like with your platform, it just kind of made sense, do some things together versus kind of create everything separate.
Totally. Yeah. No.
That silo kind of work with similar like-minded people. So
you nailed it, right? Like what I've really discovered working with a lot of health entrepreneurs over the last 7 years. Geez, I've coached about 130 some odd health entrepreneurs, and you're right. Like we're so often working in silos, and it's not intentional. We just kind of get into our lane, right? And we start moving, and then we sometimes forget. So like that was a principle at Seven Movements that we instilled right away. It was like, no, collaboration versus competition. We're doing this. We're going to collaborate with all these amazing practitioners. And well, you saw in our call here right before this session, we had a Seven Movements ambassador call. I think we had almost 100 years of health and wellness experience between 4 people.
Crazy.
Really crazy. But if you think about the knowledge base and the what we can build into this thing as we grow is going to be really exciting. So I'm really excited to have you represent Seven Movements and be a partner with us. One thing I've been asking all of our ambassadors on these calls, like when you vision this, how do you anticipate sort of using Seven Movements with the populations that you work with?
Yeah, no, and that's kind of, like I said, I envisioned as a partnership. We started to kind of talking way back in the day. We talked about, where things were going. And like, it's cool to see the kind of transition of where you guys have taken Seven Movements, doing similar stuff. And that's kind of where I see it, developing that partnership, using it in programming and stuff, and where you don't have to recreate the wheel. Like we talk about working in silos, but sometimes it's hard to find people who have a like-minded approach, especially I would think, especially in the fitness industry. I think we kind of agree there's a lot that's been done wrong and a lot of things that's been missed in the fitness, which you guys are kind of bringing light, and kind of what I tried to do, but it just made sense to kind of partner together versus recreating the wheel. And that's where I kind of see and envision is kind of using some of what you guys are doing with my clients or companies and stuff like that, but also being a part of something that's growing and maybe kind of add my knowledge to your guys' platform and be able to kind of see where we can take this. Cause like, it's exciting. Like I said, the initial talks we had, I think always seeing this coming. It's great to see it's now kind of getting there and kind of excited to see where things are going to go here.
Yeah, it's coming to life, right? It's been so long, and we've been heads down in research at Seven Movements for like the last 3 years, trying to validate all our programming and make sure like when we do this microdose programming, it's going to be super impactful. But yeah, you're right. Like I'd agree with you in the sense that the fitness industry as a whole, we do sometimes a very bad job of competing through attempted differentiation. And it's like, I'm right, you're wrong. Whereas it's like, usually there's some sort of like, hey, we're talking about the same thing here. We're just talking about different ways of getting there. And that's okay. Right. And that's what I'm excited about with the Seven Movements platform is we're talking about an audience that just doesn't get talked to very much. Right. Or impacted very much. And if they do get talked to, they kind of just get told like, well, do fitness stuff, like go join a gym, go to Orange Theory, go to CrossFit, go for a run, whatever it might be. And what we want to do is provide them more of an invitation, like more of a, hey, dip your toe in here, guys, and then get you there. We'll get you to wherever you want to go, but we have to start from 0 to 1. So excited to have practitioners like you on board who are, well, A, you just buy into our mission and our ethos, but B, you bring a level of expertise over all the years and different populations that you've worked with. It'll be really interesting to talk to you about how we can apply this to different populations. Right? That'll be really exciting. So,
well, like you said, I think that's where you mentioned where we've went wrong a lot in terms of that is the people who tend to involve themselves in fitness programs, or even like the corporate, take advantage of it. It's the people already doing it. Like,
Right.
I don't think the data has changed much. I've worked in corporate. It's usually 50%. If they have a gym on site, will sign up. 25% are probably active.
That's right.
And those 25% are people that are already doing stuff anyway. You're missing the boat on the majority of people. And again, a lot of people are just turned off. Like you said, I think that's what you talked about previously. A lot of people aren't interested in kind of what the marketplace of fitness has put out there. There are some, but like you're missing so many people that just aren't interested in going and killing themselves at a workout. And obviously their body wouldn't even be able to allow them to do it anyway, which is what I see a lot is people take up this type of stuff and then they break themselves down. Now they're hurt because they didn't prepare themselves. They weren't ready for this stuff. So yeah, I think this is a great place. And like I said, get those people that have such a barrier to entry because they're scared. I don't want to be involved in that. I've done it before. I got hurt. I didn't like that. We just missing so much. I think this just makes sense.
Awesome. Well, I can tell you, I'm personally super excited to work with you. I was really excited to see your name fall into the application pool. And I was like, yes, Jeff's going to be joining us.
I'm stoked. I think it's going to be cool.
Yeah. So welcome to 7 Movements. If you're in the Dare to Grow community watching this with 7 Movements ambassadors, and you're a 7 Movements ambassador, you can hit Jeff up in the chat, kind of just, it's all about collaboration, finding out what each other are doing and supporting one another. So thanks again, Jeff. We'll sign off for now, but I think we got to do another one of these, and maybe we'll bring John into the conversation. We'll have more nerdy.
Oh, yeah.
With you for sure.
Sounds good. No, looking forward to it.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff.
All right. Enjoy.
Take care.